Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video. Now today we are back with the predictions and the Football League season is nearly over. We just have the playoff finals left and I've called in some support for these predictions. Here we go.
Hello guys, YouTube sensation George Austers here. You're welcome by the way. So we are predicting the playoffs, right?
What's up everyone? My name is Alex, also known as Lexalexus, and here are my score predictions for the Championship, League 1 and League 2 playoff final.
Hello everyone on the Matt SB channel. I hope you are all doing well. These are my predictions for the playoff final.
Hello everybody. Some people may know me from TikTok. Well, I've got 1 million followers, or my Instagram where I've nearly got 62,000. If you don't know me, my name is Cal the Dragon. I'm going to be here for predictions for the Championship, League 1, League 2 playoff finals.
Hello everybody on the Matt SB channel. Matt asked me here today to talk about the playoff finals that are happening for the Championship, League 1 and League 2.
First up then we have the Championship playoff final between Brentford and Swansea. Now this is a very hard game to predict. Brentford will be coming into this as the favourites. They did finish third in the table. Very strong outfit. They got to the playoff final last year. I feel like most people are going to back Brentford to win this one, but I'm going to chuck a spanner in the works. I've got to say, as much as I rate Brentford and I rate Ivan Toney, I just think Swansea are so good at the back, and if they can get the first goal, I think they're going to make this game very difficult for Brentford. Brentford are the favourites, but I'm backing Swansea here, 1-0.
I am going to say Brentford. I predicted Brentford to win the playoffs at the start of the season. They're going to be playing a decent Swansea team, but I think Brentford are going to be too strong for them, so I'm going to go for Brentford 2, Swansea 1.
We have got Brentford going up against Swansea, a repeat of the Championship playoff semi-final from last season. Brentford got the better of Swansea last year, 3-2 on aggregate, and that's exactly how they made it through to the final against Bournemouth, 3-2 on aggregate. To overturn a 2-goal comeback as well, you've got to give Brentford some credit. Swansea's going to be tough to break them down though. The best defensive record in all of the top 6, and they showed that against Barnsley. That partnership between Cabango and Gueye, a match made in heaven. Gueye picking up 2 man of the match awards from those 2 games as well. Both of the recent meetings ended 1-1 and both very dramatic in their own way. In the Brentford Community Stadium, Andre Ayew had a 96th minute winner disallowed, and in the Liberty, Carl Norton got sent off. So hopefully we should see some drama in this final. I'm going to say it's actually going to end 1-1 at full time again, but I think in extra time Brentford will nick. I'm going to say 2-1 to Brentford. Let me know what you think. If you guys want me to review the game in more depth, I will be releasing my predictions separately on my channel. Do check out my channel, Lexalexus, if you do want to check it out.
Really interesting game. The only issue with this game is both ties in the season between these two teams have actually finished 1-1. So there's not a lot between them, and you could probably say, you know, both teams probably deserve to be in the final after the seasons they've had. You know, both of them looking like they were going to be up there for automatic at one point. Then Watford pulled away. Both had quite disappointing results towards the end of the season. I'm going to back Brentford. I think it's their time now. I think they'll just manage to get it past the line this year after losing out last year. So Brentford for me. I'm going to go 2-1. I think it's going to be quite a tight squeeze once again, but just about Brentford for me.
So the first playoff finals between Brentford and Swansea City. Now I'm going to go for Brentford 1, Swansea 2. I think Brentford's going to bottle it again. I could be wrong. It would be great to see Brentford go in the Premier League. It really would. But I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Swansea. I think they'll just edge Brentford.
It's quite an interesting one. Personally, I want Brentford to go up. But both these teams earlier in the season, they've played each other and they've drew both times, so interesting one. Swansea quite shrewd at the back, they don't really let a lot of things go in, and Brentford, as we all know, are the XG champions of the league. So if you're asking me, I think it's going to go maybe a 1-1 draw throughout the game, and then we're going to go into extra time and penalties, and I'm going to say Brentford to win on penalties. That's my prediction for that one.
Next up then we have the League 1 playoff final predictions. We have Blackpool FC versus Lincoln City. Now this is a very tough game to predict. They both have very solid seasons. Blackpool ended the season tremendously well, and I feel like they deserve to go up. They finished third in great form, and they scored 6 goals in the playoff semi-finals. Lincoln City, meanwhile, they've had a pretty good season. They could have got in the top 2, but they fell away. But they did do well to knock Sunderland out of the playoff semi-finals, and they've earned their place in the playoff final here. Now, once again, I do think there's a favourites, and the favourites for me are Blackpool. But this time I'm going to go with the favourites. I think Blackpool do win this game. I think Lincoln City, once again, they could turn up and stun them on the day. But I'm going to back Blackpool to win this game 2-0.
I initially thought Sunderland was going to win the playoffs this year. Obviously that didn't happen. And I'm going to say that it should be a good game between Lincoln and Blackpool. But I think Blackpool are going to win it. They are looking very, very strong. We'll go for Blackpool 4, Lincoln 2.
We've got Blackpool going up against Lincoln, and I respect both these sides so well. Blackpool, I won't lie, when they had back-to-back relegations and their fans protested on the pitch in their final championship game, I thought Blackpool were going to have a real tumultuous journey, which they have. But fair play to them. They got back to League One for the first time of asking, and now with the new ownership, they've been steadily improving as a club. And now they've made it to the playoff final, but they play a Lincoln side where if they win this final, they'll be in the championship for the first ever time in their history. Fair the modern football success story, Lincoln City. And this is technically their first full season of League One. Their debut season, of course, was cut short due to COVID. In the head-to-head record, Lincoln have edged Blackpool, winning against them in Bloomfield Road. But the playoffs are entirely different, and Blackpool are actually the most successful side when it comes to playoffs. 5 playoff final wins, and I think they'll make it 6. I'm going to say 3-1 to Blackpool.
I think Blackpool are probably my favourites for this game. I just think, you know, they've been the stronger team throughout the season, and yeah, I just really fancy them for this one. Obviously, Lincoln really upsetting the Sunderland fans. You know, Sunderland will be really disappointed with their result, especially going 2-0 up, getting straight back into the game. And then obviously Lincoln ruining the party in the end. But yeah, no, I'm just going to back Blackpool. Blackpool for me. I'm going to go Blackpool 2, Lincoln 0.
Next up is the League One playoff final between Blackpool and Lincoln City. I'm just going to go straight for it. I'm going to go Blackpool 3, Lincoln 1. I think they're going to be way too strong for Lincoln. I think this is going to be their year now, Blackpool. But well done to Lincoln getting this far to the playoff final. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 to Blackpool.
And for this one, I'm gonna say Blackpool 2-0. I'd love Lincoln to come up. I think that's a really interesting story, but I don't think they're gonna have the minerals to do it.
And finally, we have the League 2 playoff final between Morecambe and Newport County. Now, this is an interesting game. Both teams have had fantastic seasons. Both teams deserve to go up to League 1. Morecambe did finish higher in the table, but Newport County did get the double over Morecambe in the League 2 season. This is a tricky game. They've both done ever so well to get here, but I'm going to back Newport County to win this game 2-1.
I think Morecambe, they are looking very, very strong. Did they finish 4th? I think they did. Yeah, I'm going to predict Morecambe to beat Newport. We'll go for Morecambe 3, Newport 2.
What a success story this has been for Morecambe. Since they got promoted 14 years ago, they've only made it to the playoffs once, where they lost out in the semi-final in 2010. Since then, their highest league position has been 11th place, and 2 of the last 3 seasons, they finished 22nd, 1 place above relegation to the National League. So to make it to the playoff final is an unbelievable story for Morecambe. They play Newport, who've been steadily improving as well. They made it to the League 2 playoff final in 2018-19, where they unfortunately lost out to Tranmere Rovers. Newport, of course, played out a very dramatic game with Forest Green, the only playoff game to go to extra time in the playoffs so far. 4-3 it ended to Forest Green, but Newport go through 5-4 on aggregate. Kevin Ellison being the oldest goal scorer in the playoffs ever. How iconic would he be if he scores the winner for Newport against his former club where he's been their top scorer for 3 separate seasons? I'm actually going to say 2-2 in this final, and I think this will go to penalties, and I'm going to edge Morecambe to win 4-2 on penalties, which will mean Morecambe go to the 3rd tier of English football for the first ever time in their history. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and thank you, Matt, for inviting me on your channel. See you guys soon.
Now, I think I'm going to back Morecambe for this one, because I think Morecambe, they've got that little bit more freshness about them. You know, I didn't really have to huff and puff too much in their game, in their semi-final, whereas Newport played out that thrilling game against Forest Green Rovers. It looked pretty much to be nearly done and dusted at one point, with Forest Green potentially going through. But, you know, they worked their way back into it, and they managed to pull off a fantastic result in the end. But yeah, as I said before, the freshness will just play its part, I think, and I'm going to back Morecambe. I'm going to go Morecambe 3-1. Thanks again to Matt SB for having me on this channel. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to his channel.
And lastly is the League Two playoff final between Morecambe and Newport County. It's going to be a 1 goal difference in this. It's going to be so close because both of these teams are in great form. I'm going to go Morecambe 1, Newport 2 on pure experience. Thank you, Matt, for having me on your channel once again. Greatly appreciated, as I said at the start. Keep smashing the content, and I hope you hit your next target of subscribers.
We've got ourselves Newport versus Morecambe, and for that one I don't really have a lot to say, so I'm just going to go Morecambe 1-0. There you go. Cheers, Matt. Enjoy. Make sure you like the video.
Thank you to everyone who's joined me today for this video. This has been a fantastic video, the playoff final predictions. Get yours down below. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.